All right, so today we're going to dive into something really cool. We're going to help get you prepped for a dry press operator interview.
Yeah.
Talking about folks who, they kind of build the world around us, one brick at a time, huh?
Yeah.
And, you know, you sent over some really awesome resources from RoleCatcher, a detailed career guide and an interview guide.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there's some surprising things I learned about this job. I bet you'll find them fascinating, too. So get ready to not just answer questions, but to impress with your knowledge and maybe even uncover a secret weapon with RoleCatcher's AI.
I like it. What's fascinating here is that, and when we think of construction, we often picture those massive cranes and, bustling workers.
Yeah.
But the foundation of it all, all those bricks and blocks, it starts with the precision and skill of a dry press operator.
Exactly. And, the RoleCatcher Career Guide, it paints a really vivid picture of what these operators do. They're the ones working with these powerful machines, molding damp clay or silica into the bricks we see everywhere, selecting the right dies, fine-tuning the shapes with tools. It's a bit like a giant high-stakes puzzle.
Yeah. And it's a puzzle that's essential to the structural integrity of everything we build. Think about it. The walls of your home, the schools, even the sidewalks we walk on, they all rely on the quality and precision of those bricks.
Yeah, it's incredible how much impact this role has on our daily lives. And speaking of impact, RoleCatcher's interview guide. It gives us 10 key questions that you might encounter. It's like a roadmap to navigate the interview landscape.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's start with the first question. What inspired you to pursue a career as a dry press operator?
Yeah.
And it might seem straightforward, but this is your chance to showcase your genuine interest and what makes you tick.
Right. It's like they're saying, okay, tell us your why for wanting to be a part of this world. What would you say if you were in the hot seat?
I think this is where honesty and enthusiasm shine. Think back to what drew you to this field. Maybe you love working with your hands, seeing a tangible result of your efforts. Or perhaps you're fascinated by the manufacturing process or enjoy the challenge of operating complex machinery.
Yeah, it could even be as simple as just always enjoying building things, even as a kid with Lego blocks. Showing that natural inclination, I think that can really resonate.
Exactly. What the interviewer wants to see is the spark, that connection between your passions and the role itself.
Now, the second question is a bit more direct. How many years of experience do you have in operating dry press machines?
Yeah.
It's tempting to embellish, but what's the best approach here?
Honesty is always key. You really want to be upfront about your experience level and focus on specifics. Highlight the types of machines you've worked with and the tasks you're responsible for, even if you haven't operated a dry press specifically. Think about transferable skills from previous roles.
So if someone has experience with other machinery, that's definitely worth mentioning.
Absolutely. It shows adaptability and a willingness to learn. You could say something like, while my experience is primarily with Aldebrine, and then you mentioned the previous machine type, I'm a fast learner and I'm eager to master the specifics of dry press operation.
Yeah, it's about showcasing your ability to learn and adapt to new challenges. Now, question 3 gets into something crucial. What safety procedures do you follow when operating a dry press machine? And this isn't just about, ticking boxes. It's about demonstrating a core value.
This is where you showcase your commitment to a safe work environment. The interviewer needs to know that you prioritize safety, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. So don't just list procedures. Explain why they matter.
So instead of just saying, I wear safety glasses, you'd explain how eye protection is crucial when working with potential flying debris.
Exactly. Go beyond the basics. Mention lockout, tagout procedures for maintenance, being aware of your surroundings, and adhering to OSHA guidelines. A great way to stand out is to share a specific example of how you prevented an incident by following protocol.
Right. That shows you're not just reciting rules, you're living them. Now, question 4 gets a bit more technical. Can you explain the process of setting up a dry press machine? This is where your knowledge really shines.
Think of it as walking the interviewer through your expertise. Describe the steps involved in setting up the machine, loading materials, adjusting settings based on the brick type, calibrating pressure, and conducting test runs. And don't shy away from details. You want to mention the specific tools you use and their functions?
Yeah, it's about painting a picture with your words, showing you're comfortable in the technical heart of the role. And what about question 5? How do you ensure the quality of the products produced by a dry press machine? Is this just about visual checks?
It goes deeper than that. You need to demonstrate your attention to detail and understanding of quality standards. So explain the checks you perform throughout the process. Maybe you inspect raw materials, visually examine bricks for defects, or conduct periodic measurements to ensure consistency.
And what about documentation? Is that important to mention?
Oh, absolutely. Meticulously recording production details and any deviations from standards, it shows you're a stickler for quality and understand its importance in the bigger picture of construction.
All right, question sucks. Tackles problem solving. How do you troubleshoot issues that arise during the production process? Machines aren't perfect. So how do you demonstrate that you can handle the unexpected?
This is where you showcase your analytical thinking and methodical approach to problem solving. Explain your process for identifying the source of the issue. Is a sensor malfunctioning? Is the material feed inconsistent? Walk the interviewer through your steps.
So you describe how you'd consult the machine's manual, check for common issues, maybe even test different settings to isolate the problem.
Precisely. It's not about having all the answers instantly, but showing that you have a system for finding them.
Now, question 7. This calls for a story. Can you describe a time when you had to make a quick decision while operating a dry press machine? This is where you bring your experience to life.
This is your chance to shine as a decision maker under pressure. So recall a situation that demanded a split-second decision. Did you prevent an accident? Did you maintain production quality despite a challenge? Explain your thought process, the actions you took, and the positive outcome.
It's about showing you can stay calm, assess the situation, and take decisive action when it matters most.
Well,
I'm already feeling more prepared just hearing these tips.
good.
So
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's time to move on to the next batch of questions.
Let's do it.
All right, so question 8. It shifts gears a little bit. How do you communicate with other team members during the production process?
Yeah.
It's not just about the machines, right? It's about the people, too.
Yeah, for sure. Spot on. This question is really exploring your communication and teamwork skills. So think about how you interact, on the floor. Do you give clear updates to your colleagues? Do you listen to their input? And just really describe how you work together to ensure, a smooth and efficient operation.
So mentioning things like, regular team huddles to discuss production goals,
Yeah.
or maybe even using hand signals in a noisy environment, those would all be relevant.
Absolutely. Highlight how you adapt your communication style to the situation and, prioritize clarity, especially in a fast-paced environment where safety is paramount.
Yeah. Now question 9 looks towards the future. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and technologies in dry press machines? This industry is constantly evolving, so how do you show you're committed to staying ahead of the curve?
This is your opportunity to showcase your passion for continuous learning. So mention industry publications you read, online forums you participate in, maybe even trade shows you've attended. It shows you're actively seeking knowledge and ways to improve your skills.
Yeah, even mentioning certifications or training programs you're interested in pursuing, I think that demonstrates a real commitment to growth. Now, the final question in RoleCatcher's Guide, this is all about multitasking. How do you prioritize tasks when operating multiple dry press machines simultaneously? That sounds like a real juggling act.
Oh, yeah, indeed. This question is assessing your organizational skills and ability to handle pressure. So, describe your system for staying on top of things. Maybe you create checklists, use a scheduling app, or rely on visual cues to monitor machine status.
Right. It's about demonstrating that you can manage competing priorities, stay calm under pressure, and still maintain that focus on safety and quality. So we've covered the 10 key questions from RoleCatcher. But, you mentioned a secret weapon earlier, so let's talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can actually help tailor our answers for a specific job.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty incredible. Imagine having access to a database of over 120,000 interview questions and answers. That's what RoleCatcher offers. But it's not just a generic list. Their AI analyzes the specific job description you're targeting. It identifies keywords and suggests ways to weave those into your answers.
So it's like having a personalized interview coach, highlighting exactly what the hiring manager wants to hear.
Exactly. So let's say the job posting emphasizes experience with hydraulic systems. RoleCatcher's AI might suggest you highlight your knowledge of hydraulic pressure gauges or, your experience troubleshooting leaks. During that question about problem solving.
So instead of just saying, I'd figure it out, you'd use language that resonates with the specific requirements they've outlined. That's brilliant.
And it goes beyond just keywords. RoleCatcher's AI can also provide feedback on your answers. You can practice your responses and get suggestions on how to improve, clarity, delivery, and even content.
Wow, it's like having a mock interview with an expert. who can pinpoint exactly what needs tweaking. That level of personalized feedback, that's invaluable. But acing an interview, that's just one piece of the puzzle, right? It's also about knowing the long-term prospects of this career path.
Right. And the RoleCatcher Career Guide dives into that too. It highlights that the demand for skilled dry press operators is actually on the rise due to, increased construction activity in both residential and commercial sectors.
So it's not just a job, it's a potential career with stability and growth opportunities.
Exactly. You could start as a junior operator, progress to a senior role, and even move into supervisory or management positions down the line. And the guide also mentions specializations within the field too.
You mean like focusing on a particular type of brick or machine?
Exactly. If you're drawn to the artistic side, you could specialize in creating, unique brick patterns for decorative facades. If you're more technically inclined, maybe you focus on the maintenance and repair of the complex machinery. There are options to really align with your interests and strengths.
That's so encouraging. It's not just about pressing bricks, it's about finding your niche within this world.
Mm.
But, let's be realistic. The career guy also mentions that it can be physically demanding work.
Of course. It's important to acknowledge the realities of any job. We're talking about working with heavy machinery, lifting bricks, being exposed to dust and noise. It requires physical stamina and resilience.
Yeah, but there are also positives, right? I mean, the sense of accomplishment in seeing those perfectly formed bricks, knowing you're contributing to the buildings around us, that must be rewarding.
Absolutely. The guide highlights those positives too. The potential for overtime pay, the camaraderie of a team working towards a shared goal, the satisfaction of creating a tangible product. These are all part of the equation.
So it's about finding the right fit, knowing yourself and what you're looking for in a career.
Couldn't agree more. And that's where RoleCatcher's Career Compass can be helpful. It's a tool that helps you explore different career paths, assess your skills and interests, and identify opportunities that align with your goals.
Sounds like a great resource for anyone at any stage of their career journey. Now back to the interview itself. We've talked about, prepping answers and everything, but are there other things that our listener can do to really stand out from the crowd?
Research is key. Before you walk into that interview, take the time to learn about the company you're applying to. What kind of projects do they work on? What are their values? Showing that you've done your homework demonstrates genuine interest.
Yeah, it's like saying, I'm not just here for any job. I'm interested in your company and what you do.
Exactly. And don't forget the power of asking thoughtful questions. It shows you're engaged and curious. Have a few questions prepared about, company culture, opportunities for professional development, or even specific projects that pique your interest.
So instead of just waiting for them to ask, do you have any questions for us? You come prepared with inquiries that show you've been thinking deeply about the role and the company.
Right. It not only gives you valuable information, but it leaves a lasting impression. And finally, never underestimate the importance of being yourself. Let your personality shine through.
That's so important. Skills and experience matter, but so does that human connection. A genuine smile, a positive attitude, a bit of your own personality can go a long way.
Authenticity is key.
Sounds like we've covered just about everything, huh?
Yeah.
Everything you need to know to really rock this dry press operator interview.
Yeah, I think so. You've got a deep dive into the role itself, tackled those tough interview questions, and even explored how RoleCatcher can give you that extra edge. Plus, we've uncovered some exciting career insights. This isn't just a job, it's a pathway with real potential for growth and specialization.
I feel like I could walk into an interview tomorrow and really impress them with my knowledge of the industry, the machines, and even the company itself.
Yeah, that's the goal. Remember, you've got valuable skills and experience to offer. Go in there with confidence, showcase your passion, and don't forget to let your personality shine through.
You've got this. But before you go, one final thought to ponder. We've talked about technical skills and everything, but what about those personal qualities that make a dry press operator truly exceptional? What sets someone apart in this field,
That's a good question. Think about it. Is it a keen eye for detail? A knack for problem solving on the fly? Maybe it's that unwavering commitment to safety or the ability to collaborate, seamlessly in a team environment.
Those are all fantastic qualities. So as you prepare for your interview, consider what unique strengths and experiences you bring to the table. What makes you stand out as a candidate?
Reflect on those qualities. Weave them into your answers. And I have no doubt you'll make a lasting impression. Good luck. You've got this.
And there you have it, folks. A deep dive into the world of dry press operators, packed with insights and tips to help you nail that interview. Remember, Preparation is key. Confidence is your best friend. And a little bit of personality goes a long way. Best of luck in your job search. And we'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.